quilting.
Right,
So, stitching into paper.
right.
And so at what point did you decide to bring the quilting over to works on paper, the other ones?
When I thought about, it was like expediency, sometimes I want immediate gratification. I don't wanna go, I wanna make a quilt, but I don't wanna do all those layers, I don't wanna put the batting in there, I don't wanna quilt through the batting, I don't wanna put the backing on there, I don't wanna do that whole binding and all those different steps in quilt making. I said, maybe I should try. Let's see how this would, turn out with paper. And I have cut some blocks over there and some individual lino blocks that I'm going to print on and put them together and make paper quilts as well. I have over the years collected a lot of fabric. And I probably, of course, I will continue to make, fabric quilts, but I think that with the paper quilting, there's so many possibilities, as far as what you can do with paper as a medium.
Do you remember, quilting as like a tradition in your own family, or was it more like a creative curiosity?
Kind of a little bit of both. My dad had a sister who just was amazing with the sewing machine, and she could just, make anything. And I got my first sewing machine from my grandmother on my mother's side because she bought a sewing machine and she didn't want to move. She just shut it down and gave it to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where I started experimenting with sewing. And when I moved back to Florida after grad school, after I had my first child, a lot of the stuff that I, would normally work with to create work wasn't safe to have around children. So that pretty much was the time that I started making fabric pieces and doing, quilting and stuff like that. So that's when I started looking at it as an art form. I remember going to the studio of Faith Ringgold when I was in grad school, and that experience stuck with me. And so when I started looking at what she was doing, and how she was doing it, and how she would paint on canvas, and then, turn that into a quilt because she didn't want to pay for framing and shipping and all that kind of stuff. So that experience stuck with me, and that kind of was a great influence in me working with the quilt process.